Right, hi guys, I'm on the Norfolk coast today, and I'm really excited because I'm here to photograph grey seals. It's pre-dawn, so the reason I'm here early is because I want to get down on the beach before sort of the sun rises, and just as the sun rises there's going to be this lovely golden light. So I want to backlit the seals, or backlight the seals so they glow, and then get that lovely warm light on the seals. So I've got lots of variety, and at the moment it's this time of year it's pupping season, so you get all the seals and you get the pups. But you have to be really careful and keep a really good distance away from the pups so that we don't scare the mum away from the pups or stuff like that. So I'm using a long lens, a 200 to 500 zoom, and the reason I didn't bring my 600mm lens today is because for the rest of the week I'm I'm running workshops, so I've got people coming down and we're going to go and photograph the seals. Very small numbers, only take 2 people so that we don't cause any disruption. So this is going to be great. Now, I've already talked about photographing seals on the Norfolk coast in a previous vlog about sort of 9 months ago, and that was on in September when the pups are not there. So I'm not going to go through all the camera settings or all the sort of things you need to talk about with seal photography, because I'll put a link up to that vlog, and that'll give you all the information you need. What I'm going to do with this vlog is put on lots and lots of video clips, lots of stills, and make it a wildlife video really, rather than sort of a how to photograph seals video, because I've already done that. And I think, you know, I'm going to get some great footage and some great stills. I'm here for 5 or 6 days, so it's all looking good. The forecast is good. I've got directional sunlight pretty much all day, and as I say, we're here pre-dawn, so we're going to get that light just above the horizon, that golden light just coming onto the seals, and we're going to backlight them, front light them, and there should be loads of variety. And at this time of the year you also get lots of action, because the female seals are fighting off the male seals because they want to mate, and the females have still got their pups. You get sometimes 2 males fighting because they want to mate with a series of females on the beach. So it's a great time for photography. The only thing I would say is you do need to leave plenty of distance between you and the pups, because otherwise you can cause disruption, and the last thing we want is a mum abandoning the pups. So the subject always comes first. Animal welfare for me always comes first, so if it means not getting a picture, then that's not a problem. I'd rather obviously the animals be okay. But that's about it for now. I'm really looking forward to this. Can't wait to get down on the beach, and we've got the sand dunes, so you get seals in the sand dunes, you get them down by the beach, you've got waves crashing, it's just all good. So yeah, I'll speak to you soon guys, really looking forward to this. So I was still waiting for the sun to come up, and saw these couple of young bulls on the beach, and they're quite young, so they're not full on fighting, they're just sort of having a little tussle, trying to assert their dominance, but they won't be breeding this year. But it was a really good start to the morning actually. So this is a mum and her pup. The pup's quite big, so it's probably, I don't know, a week and a half, getting on for a couple of weeks old. And the mums feed their pups for about 3 weeks. And while they've got this white fur, they're not waterproof, so they stay up on the beach, in the sand dunes, or on the beach. After 3 weeks, the mum leaves the pup to fend for itself, and it molts and grows a waterproof coat, and then it sort of can go back into the water. So this is a really nice little scene, mum and pup just sort of, you know, interacting. It was really lovely to watch actually. Now this is an older pup, and it's on its own, so it's really chunky. It's been feeding for that 3 weeks, and it's probably now the mum won't come back and feed it anymore. As you can see, there's a little bit of grey just beginning to come through, so this pup's molting. So it's going to molt for the next 3 weeks until it gets rid of all that white fur and it goes completely grey. And then once it's completely grey or dark, it's sometimes brown, sometimes grey, sometimes black, then it's waterproof and it can go into the water. And after that 3 weeks of molting, the pup won't have been eating anything at all, so it will be living off of those fat reserves. That's why they're so big and they feed so much from the mum in the first 3 weeks of their life. And basically, once it's got its waterproof coat, hunger will drive it into the sea, and it'll start hunting by instinct. So there's no other support from the mum during that time. And here we've got an older pup. So this one's got that black coat, and it will be in the water. It can swim, it can hunt, it can feed, but it's still very young. It will have I don't know, it's probably just a few weeks old now. It's a beautiful little pup, but fully independent now. And again, this is a really young pup. So this pup is probably, I don't know, around about a week old, maybe a little bit less. And I think this is quite an inexperienced mum actually, because as you can see, the pup really wants to feed. But this mum is just literally laying on the pup, and it can't get to the milk. So I think this is a young mum, not really 100% knowing what to do. I'm sure they'll be all right in the end. And as this clip goes on, you'll see that the pup finally gets its milk. And it's quite funny actually, because the seals are not that agile on land. Rather than waste a load of energy sort of, you know, walking so to speak, they'll just roll, and it's quite an easy way for them to move around. And in just a small a few seconds, sorry, the pup finally gets a feed. And as I say, the milk is almost 100% fat, or it's not 100%, but it's a really fat rich milk, so those pups can feed up quickly and put on lots of fat for them to survive off of while they're molting. And I thought it was a really nice scene actually. This is a male, and he's actually looking out to sea, because there's other younger males in the water, and this male is a strong dominant male, and he's making sure that those younger males don't come in, because he wants to first chance to mate with any females that are already on the beach. And this is a female and a male fighting, and what happens is the males really want to mate with the females, but if they've still got pups, they will not mate with the males, and they will literally fight them off, and it can be quite brutal sometimes. So it's, again, there's so much behaviour going on. It's a really interesting time on the beach. There's so much going on. Well, look at the sand coming in. So keep shooting now, because you've got loads of... They'll almost like get buried. It was so, the conditions were mad. The wind was really high winds, it was raining, we had rain on our backs, but the conditions were fantastic. It was really atmospheric, and I got some nice footage, and I got some lovely stills from this time. Did have rain covers on the cameras, not just to keep the rain off, but to keep the sand off. It was amazing, just unbelievable. Yeah, yeah. But these conditions don't come along very often, so it's really worth persevering and just staying out, because even though the weather's not perfect, you still get really good shots. So it doesn't matter whether you've got sunshine, rain, wind and rain. It creates different weather conditions, different lighting conditions, and it's well worth staying out and keeping the camera out and shooting. Just have to make sure you keep the camera protected. And these are the stills from that little shoot. Really enjoyed it. The seals were just getting covered, almost buried in the sand. It was fantastic. And again, even in these conditions, they were having a little tussle, the male and the female. And then the next morning we had some absolutely beautiful sunlight, and I love backlighting animals, especially furry animals, because you get this lovely halo effect around the animal. It's called rim lighting. And you can see the more furry the animal is, the better that rim lighting is, and it makes the animal glow. You don't get as much detail in the actual body of the animal, but it doesn't matter, because it's all about the mood of the picture. So the light's coming from behind the subject, and I love backlighting. It's a really great direction of light for wildlife photography, depending on the subject and lighting conditions. But we had some great light. I had some really early morning light as well, where we got some beautiful backlighting effects on another morning, and the light was even redder. It was fantastic. And this is again a male and a female. This was unbelievably brutal. You can see the female really fighting against this male. The male's quite big and dominant. They are a lot bigger than the females, and this went on for a good couple of minutes, and I got a small clip of this. Yeah, I mean, look, you can see there's a cut on the back of the female's back. It was unbelievable thing to watch actually, and this happens quite a lot. You see more fights between the males and the females than you do between males and males, because when two males fight it's a lot more serious and there's a lot more damage, or possible damage. And I've got some stills of a couple of males fighting, and you know, they really do draw a lot of blood, although you can see the females bleeding from her back here. So it was quite a brutal fight, this one. More yeah, worse than you would normally see actually between a male and a female. But again, you know, even though it's not nice, it's still interesting to witness is that animal behaviour. And here's a whole selection of stills from different times, different days of the week. I was there on the beach for about 5 days, as I say, running workshops as well, and the conditions varied so much. It was such an interesting for 5 or 6 days on the Norfolk coast. Absolutely brilliant. The photography opportunities are superb, they really are. And it's all about capturing the behaviour, the lighting conditions. You can see like the blood on that male. He's had a chunk taken out of him. Then you've got the more intimate moments, you know, this mother and very young cub, and the different textures and colours of the fur of these seals. Again, bit of backlighting, which was really nice as well, and another couple of males fighting. Hi guys, I've had a fantastic 5 days up here on the Norfolk coast, photographing grey seals. It's been superb. The light's been great. I've had a real mix of weather conditions, and it's been fabulous. I've had small fights. There's been a couple of bulls fighting. There's been males and the females having a bit of an argument. There's pups being born. There's pups sort of getting ready to go back into the sea. So there's so much going on. It's absolutely brilliant. And I'm in the sand dunes here at the moment, and I've got lots of great photography in this area. And then just over there we've got the sea, and that's been brilliant as well. We've had sort of seals in the sea, waves crashing. It's been superb. I thought it's better to do this piece to camera here because it's a bit quieter. I haven't got the waves, I haven't got so much wind, so it's been great. As I say, I'm not going to do a lot of technical stuff because I've done that on a previous vlog, but I hope you enjoy the video and the stills, which you probably will have already seen because I've put it on before this piece to camera. Yeah, I've had a great week. I really recommend photographing grey seals. They're a fantastic subject, and when you first look at them, they look as if they're just laying there not doing anything. But if you spend the time to look at that animal behaviour, there's all sorts of action going on. You just have to spend the time. It's no different to any other type of wildlife. The most important thing is patience. Now, it's not hard to find the seals if you turn up at the right time, but to get those great little action shots or that bit of behaviour shots with the mums and the pups, that takes a little bit of patience, and that's what wildlife photography is all about. Again, the welfare of the animal is absolutely paramount. It's really important, so I always keep my distance, and I make sure I never ever stress out the mum or the pup or any of the animals here, because it's not easy to do that if you're careful, but you need to be careful and be aware that the animal's welfare is always the most important. But look, it's been fantastic, great photography, great trip. I've run lots of really nice workshops here as well. If you'd like to join me on a workshop photographing grey seals next year, I'll put a link into my website at the bottom here. But aside from that, I hope you've enjoyed the wildlife footage. I hope you enjoyed the stills, and I will speak to you soon, guys. If you have enjoyed this video and you haven't already subscribed to my channel, if you can subscribe, that would be great. And if you do, press the little bell icon and you'll be notified when my next vlog is up. And if you can like and share, that's always great as well. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll speak to you soon on my next vlog. Bye for now, guys.